you've got this iconic species, right? A symbol of one of the most incredible migrations on the planet, and it's teetering on the brink of collapse. But this is the story of one person's mission to save it in, of all places, the concrete jungle of New York City.
Okay, let's start with a number that should honestly stop you in your tracks. Over the last couple of decades, the population of the eastern monarch butterfly has dropped by 90%. 90! We're not talking about a small dip. This is an absolute freefall.
And look, this isn't just about losing a beautiful insect. The Center for Biological Diversity says it best. Monarchs are the face of a much, much bigger crisis. They're basically our modern-day canary in the coal mine. Their disappearance is a huge red flag, signaling that our ecosystem is seriously out of whack. It's gotten so bad that there's an 80% chance their entire population could collapse within just 50 years.
So what in the world is driving this incredible species towards extinction? Well, a few things are at play, but the crisis really boils down to one simple and kind of devastating problem.
It all comes down to this one plant, milkweed. You see, it's the only plant where monarchs will lay their eggs. It's the only food their caterpillars can eat. So the equation is simple. No milkweed, no monarchs, period. And because of habitat loss and, people just thinking it's a common weed, it's been wiped out across the country.
But up in northern Manhattan, one person looked at this simple problem and thought, well, the solution should be just as simple and direct, even if that meant he had to break a few rules along the way. So, let's meet the guerrilla gardener at the center of all this.
This is Keith DeCesare, and to really get what he's doing now, you have to look at his history. After 9/11, he started ArtAID, using art to help people heal and to push for social responsibility. He has this lifelong pattern of seeing a problem, whether it's social or ecological, and just taking direct hands-on action. So for him, this isn't just a weekend hobby. It's a continuation of his life's mission.
And he is definitely not afraid to push back. In his own words, he's a thorn in their side. I mean, that quote just says it all, right? He's tenacious, he's unapologetic, and he's totally willing to challenge bureaucracy to protect these little habitats he's building.
So how does one guy actually turn this vision into reality in a place like New York? Well, he starts by seeing potential where pretty much everyone else just sees a forgotten, neglected mess.
His method is actually brilliantly simple. He finds these forgotten little corners of public spaces, the edges of parks, overlooked patches of dirt. He goes in and clears out the really aggressive invasive plants, and then he plants native milkweed and other flowers that pollinators love. And a lot of the time, he just does it completely anonymously.
Take this spot, for example. Behind a local dog run, there was this little patch of land just completely choked with invasive Japanese knotweed. Keith came in, cleared it all out, and planted milkweed, sunflowers, and zinnias. He literally created a monarch way station out of a patch of urban blight.
Or check this out, a 200-foot-long strip behind some handball courts. When a giant oak tree fell, it opened up the canopy and let the sunlight in. For him, that was like a light bulb moment. He knew right away it could be a way station. So he and a few friends cleared it out and planted dozens of pollinator-friendly plants, creating this incredible garden. And this really gets to the heart of the conflict in his work. The official approach can often mean just indiscriminate weed whacking and getting stuck in bureaucratic red tape. But Keith's approach, it's immediate, it's targeted. Where the city might just see a weed, he sees a lifeline for an endangered species. It's a totally different perspective. And what started as just one guy's guerrilla gardening has really blossomed into something so much bigger. His impact isn't just measured in the number of plants anymore. It's measured in community spirit and real recognition.
And let me tell you, people are taking notice. His Inwood Butterfly Sanctuary just won a 2024 Anthem Award. He's been featured in a PBS documentary named New Yorker of the Week. He started a petition that got over 25,000 signatures. So yeah, this is not just some small local project anymore. It's a movement that's getting national attention.
He's also built this amazing network of support. He's working with local schools, giving kids hands-on nature lessons. He's got community volunteers helping out. He's partnering with big organizations like the New York Restoration Project. He's really building an entire ecosystem of people who care. But maybe the most important thing is that the local community has totally embraced this mission. Keith says people stop him on the street all the time to thank him, and they've actually become really protective of the gardens. They see the value, the beauty, and the life he's bringing back to these forgotten corners of their own neighborhood. So what's next?
I mean, with this incredible foundation of work and community support, Keith has a huge, ambitious vision to scale this whole movement up across the entire city. A prize of $200,000 would be the game changer. It's the kind of investment that could take this proven grassroots model and turn it into a citywide initiative that could have a massive impact. And he has a crystal clear plan for the money. It's called the Wings Without Borders initiative. The funds would go straight into buying plants and materials to create dozens of new monarch waystations. It would help develop educational programs for schools, and it would provide the staffing and supplies needed to make sure this whole thing is sustainable for the long haul.
And the ultimate vision, the big idea, is to weave all of these individual little sanctuaries together into one giant network, to transform New York City from an obstacle on the monarch's migration into a vital, life-sustaining corridor for one of nature's greatest miracles.
You know, this whole incredible story started with just one person looking at a neglected patch of dirt and imagining something more. And it kind of leaves you with a powerful question, doesn't it? What forgotten corners of our own cities, of our own neighborhoods, are just waiting for a little help to be brought back to life?